This has been a special presentation of CSMTV.
CSMTV Time Killer!
Ah, crap!
The idea for doing Castle Blood actually just came from a Halloween party. We had just competed at a national costumers competition and we did a vampire wedding. So we invited all the people that were in the group here for a Halloween party that next year. This town is great for trick-or-treaters being on the main street here, so we had tons of kids, we gave out candy, and then we had our party. So we named it Castle Blood simply because it was full of vampires. The themes for the castle change, the story itself changes each year, but it is an ongoing story. We have one set legend in the backstory of how we ended up in Pennsylvania. We have the ancient vampires that came from Russia that are the actual owners, Alexander and Anastasia and their families. Then in the story, they moved to Scotland eventually, where Gravely and Griselda, the characters that my wife and I usually portray, hooked up with them. It's Gravely and Griselda Macabre from the Clan Macabre. And there's different families from that were part of it. And then when we came to the New World, a few more got picked up here and there. The ideas from that come from all over because we are so many of us horror and science fiction geeks. We're relatively well read and we can, comb lots of different memories for ideas or old movies or things like that. It's like, okay, I don't really think anybody's done a frozen ice cave scene before, maybe we could do something like that and what would be cool to happen in that. And those kind of brainstorming ideas happen all the time. And sadly, about 95% of the ideas don't get used. They get put in a file and maybe someday we can use them. But everything has to mesh, has to work right. We need 3 or 4 different things every year, so they all have to work together. So the idea part is easy and hard at the same time. It's easy to come up with them, hard to figure out what actually to use. Castle Blood's gone through a lot of changes over the years. We decided to go, pro. As far as charging admission, we stayed with the trick-or-treat theme for a couple of years, and then we decided, well, we're filling out all our property so much, we need to start charging a couple of bucks because it's just killing us money-wise. So that was the first big leap. And then I guess in the 4th year was when we changed to, instead of just a walking through, which we've never really been much of a run through and get scared. We always had all these actors that were here doing magic. And I guess in the 4th year we changed it so that there was an actual structured game and tour through it. And then that has changed over the years as we've added different scenes and taken scenes away. We try to always have something fresh every year. The decision to run it here where we actually live, which is very surprising to a lot of people while they're waiting in line going, man, can you imagine having to live here? And I go, yes, actually I can, was convenience. This is an unintentional non-for-profit organization here. We do have to run it like a legitimate business, but we don't really actually try to make money. We run it like community theater and we pour all the money back into it, and we do support a lot of local charities. So the reason to keep it at the house is basically, if I get up in the morning and it's a nice day, I can walk out my back door and build something. I think the thing that sets the castle apart from other attractions is that it is a game and it truly is interactive. I personally don't believe that if a monster jumps out and says boo and you scream, I don't find that to be actually interactive. When you come into a scene and there's a witch there and she asks you a question and you answer and that changes how she has to deal with you and the public is changing what goes on inside a particular scene, that is interactive. So we are definitely an acquired taste. You don't just run through screaming from a chainsaw. But that is, the people that come here and like it are very, very devoted to us and come all the time, and that is what sets us apart. Things that I really enjoy about doing the castle is that no matter how nerve-wracking, tiring, expensive, and everything else it can be, it is really a creative playground here. If we get an idea that we like, we can figure it out. You just tax your brain to, how can we write the script to make this work? How can we juggle what budget we do have to make this work and to build something special? And What can we do that's new and unique that nobody's ever seen or thought of before? And those are really the most fun parts of the castle itself. Obviously, the best part is the interaction with the cast members and all of us. So many of actually our family, or lifelong friends, or have turned into new lifelong friends because of this.
Over the last few months, you've no doubt seen some of the changes that CSMTV Channel 98 has been going through with its coverage of college sports, original student movies, syndicated programming from across the country, and of course the exciting new college soap opera.
What?
Well, we'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
Excuse me, everybody, can I have your attention? Can you calm down?
Call the CSMTV studios right now at 240-725-5458 and let us know, and your voicemail might be chosen to let others know about what's been happening at CSMTV Channel 98 by putting it on the air.
Where have I been?
Call now. That's 240-725-5458. Again, that number is 240-725-5458 and let your voice be heard.
I can't believe this.
Let us know what you think about our coverage of college sports, the In Neon soap opera, some of the student movies we've been airing,
I'd sure like to solve that case.
the Xylo Network, Outtakes with Fiore, the National Lampoon Network, and some of the other shows we've been changing up, or if you just have a question in general.
I can't believe you never told me. You want?
Operators are standing by right now, so give us a call.
Are you ready?
That's the CSMTV studios at 240-725-5458.
Excuse me, can I please use the phone?
No!
Hey, buddy, you either love her or you don't. Wrap it up, will you? Hey, I'm busy here.
That's 240-725-5458.
And remember, it's midnight somewhere.
Call now.
Looks like we're in for one hell of a semester. Woohoo!
The odds of a child becoming a professional golfer? 1 in 140,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn the signs. Go to autismspeaks.org.
60-inch screen, high definition. Football season is coming up. You can watch it right here. What do you think?
I'll take it.
Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You're right. I don't need it.
Alcohol.
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 Kills more kids.
More kids.
Than all illegal drugs.
All illegal drugs.
Combined.
CSMTV Time Killer!
Ah, crap!
CSMTV Time Killer!
Ah, crap!
It's just fun to do. It's just a fun activity to do. It's a great extracurricular activity, and it's just fun to learn how to build this stuff.
Stressful. Very stressful. If something goes wrong, a lot of the time, it's your fault.
This is the first year that First Tech Challenge has been officially done in Maryland. This event is at the top of any of the events that we have seen this year in terms of how it's been run, the attendance of the teams, and the quality of the competition.
It's difficult when you have people screaming 8 different things in your ear to do this, do that, but it's not that bad.
I'm usually the one screaming in their ears. I'm the coach that's always yelling at them.
I went to my first event and I just loved seeing the little Lego robots just go around by themselves, and I was amazed.
it's all part of the game.
It makes me want to, because it's so fun and I'd love to do it in the future.
And when things go wrong and things go right, it can get very exciting.
Ever since I got hooked back in 2000, when I was in high school, I haven't been able to stop.
The reward of coming all this way from Sweden just to be in the competition and, you know, just to win something.
We started this a few years back. First of all, we know there's always a lack of engineer in Southern Maryland. And we always have company coming to us asking to hire this engineer, and we don't have, seems to have enough graduates of them to go around. So we applied for a National Science Foundation grant a few years back to study how we can improve this, get more students excited about engineering, get them through high school and college and graduate and come back to work. One thing we learned is that we need to have activities that will get them excited about engineering, science, technology. Robotics competition is one of them. And this year we start expanding that and having a regional Maryland State robotics competition. And we find that it is working. We get a lot of students coming to CSM. They're all really excited about that. Once they compete, they go back to their school, they study engineering and hope to come back the following year to compete again.
Well, this works the same way right here. That one's down. So this one's around. And then this is the 24-inch goal. And we go lower it down all like this. And then we release them.
Very good.
The volunteers are coming in at 6:30 in the morning. The team start coming in at 7:30. And as soon as they come in, we start doing robot inspection, because all the team have to pass the inspection to make sure the robots comply with the rules. And after that, we just spend the whole day, almost a whole day, doing qualifying tournaments. Each team is assigned a random partner and then played against random opponents. And they have to play 5 games like that. Each one is a different partners with a different opponents. At the end of that, they were ranked based on how well they did in the qualifying tournaments, and the top 8 teams advanced to the championship rounds. There we play elimination style round.
Science and technology and the education of science and technology has been identified as a critical need for both the defense side of our economy as well as the competitiveness worldwide. The first programs are specifically designed to get all kids interested in science and technology regardless of their geography, but specifically started in the United States because this has been identified as a critical need, not just at the state level, but certainly at the national level.
I knew I wanted to be an engineer. I always excelled in math and science, but I had no clue exactly what an engineer did. And it's really giving me hands-on experience and giving me background knowledge going into college and giving me that advantage over so many other students.
Applied learning allowed the student to learn the lesson from a textbook, but applied with a real-life example. They get to see that what they're learning actually makes sense, that they need that principle or theory in real life to make things work. It's no longer just a textbook formula. It becomes something that they really have to calculate in order for the robot to work.
Basically, when I was in high school, I was actually trying to become a business major, essentially. And I was taking all these different business courses. But then I was like, hey, might as well try out this first robotics club. Sounds interesting. I like taking things apart and whatnot. Might actually enjoy it. And ever since I actually took that program, I changed my entire focus. I went from going to the business track to an engineering track. The best thing about this program, though, is it's sort of like a sport. It gets you really involved, very energetic, and it's not like a normal science fair with like, hey, so-and-so just mixed 2 and 2 chemicals together and made a volcano. Let's see what we have over here. No, this one actually involves students, gets them all energetic. If you actually watch one of these events, it's sort of set up like a sports event. You'll see teams cheering and whatnot, as well as life lessons. It's not about the robots, it's about the people. Essentially, what you'll get out of this program is life skills that will carry with you forever.
One thing that's different with our robotics competition too is that the student doesn't approach this competition as a competition. They actually come and think of it as a celebration. They just spend 4 months, 5 months building the robot, testing the robots, and they get to come. So it's a celebration, and you will see teams dancing during halftime. You will see teams bring cheerleader to cheer on their teams. So it's almost like a sports event, and that's one of the goal of this event is to make a science event exciting. In the past, a science event always limited to science fair, where everybody dress up. It's all very formal. Well, but excitement is what gets students enjoy studying.
Let's hear it for the Red Alert!
So we try to make this more like a sports event where we got people in the crowd cheering for a team. And you also see some of the volunteers, judges, referees joining in and dance at the halftime.
Sure. Okay, shut it down. Shut down everything.
And local sponsorships really help because they're bringing up young engineers that can potentially get jobs at those companies later on when they come back from college or even like as summer interns. It helps the community, helps build up more engineers, and helps the economy.
A match is about 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. The first 20 seconds of a match is what we call autonomous period. During that period, the robots work by itself. The driver cannot control the robot in any way. At the end of the 20 seconds, we move into the user control mode. At that time, we have 22 minutes of user controlling the robots and scoring points. And you will see them picking up their controller and try to score points. Aside from the skills, applying what they learn in the classroom, they learn about leadership, about teamwork, cooperations. And one thing nice about our robotics competition is that we also teach them what we call gracious professionalism. It means that you compete hard in the field, but when you get off the field, you need to work together, help each other solve their problems. So you will see at the competition is that teams, they compete in the field, but when they get off the field, they help their opponents. They help fix their robot. They help lend supplies and equipment to help their opponents fix the robot. So all of that allow them to be a better person. We find out that a lot of our students come back after they competed the following year to come back and volunteers. So we see a lot of our students have a high rate of volunteers in our students once they competed in our event. These students don't usually get a chance to go out and have fun like that. Usually they are always viewed as uptight, very serious engineer. So we give them a venue to let go and have fun, enjoy and do some dancing. We don't want to make them too focused again at the day of the event. So we give them a chance to let loose and dance and sing. Basically just try to have fun with their friends.
CSMTV Time Killer!
Bloomsburg City, a city riddled with coked up junkies and sleazy whores. That's where we come in. TNT, Tactical Narcotics Team, an elite police force designed to sniff out the city's drug problem and burn it to the ground.
Now I'll nail you.
You've changed things. Forever. There's no going back. See, to them, you're just a freak. Like me.
What do we got?
Nothing. No name, no other alias. Clothing is custom. Nothing in his pockets but knives and lint.
Evening, Commissioner. Why so serious? Where is he?
People are dying. What would you have me do?
Endure. You can be the outcast. You can make the choice that no one else will face. The right choice. Gotham needs you.
A little fighting, yeah. I like that.
And you're gonna love me.
Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's all part of the plan. Come on, hit me! Let's put a smile on that face.
Introducing the crossover that's ready for anything. The all-new Dodge Journey.
He is the greatest Israeli soldier the world has ever known. His training is lethal, and his skills are legendary.
You're like Rembrandt with a grenade.
But it was time for a change.
I wanted to leave the army. I love my country, but the fighting, when does it end?
They've been fighting for 2,000 years. It can't be much longer. What will you do?
I want to cut and style hair.
This summer, he's leaving it all behind.
Where are you from, anyway?
Australia.
Really? Because you sound Middle Eastern.
No. Similar accents. Kangaroo.
Entering a new world.
You shouldn't jump around when this nice woman's holding sharp scissors. She might cut your ear off on accident.
pursuing his dream.
You have never cut hair before.
I will do whatever it takes.
Okay.
Mrs. Skitzel, let's cut your hair.
I love it.
So's next.
Now,
Would you just get us to the hair salon? What is big deal about this hair place anyway?
his old life
You're an Israeli counter-terrorist?
No.
is catching up with him.
I come here to start new life, get new woman to love and make the bang boom.
We will capture. We will be heroes.
Welcome to Hezbollah phone line. For terrorist supplies, press 1.
Adam Sandler is
Stay out of my business, Mustafa.
This is not my name.
Go back to your pretzel stand. We got it.
You like to insult people?
Was that your feet?
Yes, it's the feet uppercut. Smell it, smell it, smell it, now take it. That's for you.
You don't mess with the Zohan.
Who's next girl?
You know, my aunt goes there. She says besides the sex, the guy gives a pretty good haircut.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
When Dana Marges didn't make it as an actor,
I'm having a herpes outbreak, but you never know it.
he became passionate about teaching.
I believe that theater has the power to transform the audience.
And discovered
I kicked this trash can.
he wasn't very good at that either.
Hey, we got you another mango iced tea. Mango iced tea is my kryptonite. First of all, acid is a very strong drug. And B, where are my pants?
Mr. Marks, could I have a minute?
The school board decided to cancel drama.
We need to save drama.
Put on a play, make it the best you've ever done.
We're working on an original play.
What is your problem, man?
It's done.